Hi, Jim Connor here at the Startup Mixer in San Francisco. I'm with Rishon Blumberg, who is the founder, I believe, of 10X Management. Rishon, you've got a very unique model. I just kind of talked with you a little bit about it, that you have taken the entertainment model of agent representation and perhaps talent development and applied it to the technology community.
Right.
Can you tell us a little more about how you came to do this?
Yes, so for years, we've been working with a different kind of talent. We've been working with entertainers, musicians, songwriters, producers. And so as the internet sort of bloomed and blossomed and developed into this entire ecosystem, we had been hiring freelancers ourselves to build properties for the artists that we worked with. And we sort of kept bumping up against the same problem, that we were dealing with, on the technology side, people that were basically creative talents, right? Yes, they code, they're super intellectual, they're very smart, but they're also very creative, they're problem solvers, and they're problem solvers in a creative, unique way. So we saw the similarity there. And then we also saw a couple of other things. One is, it was really tough for us to find really great people. Like, there's a pretty high volume of okay talent out there, but there weren't a ton of great people. So we were having trouble ourselves finding great talent. The other thing that was happening is that we were just crushing them in negotiating deal structures. They did not know how to sort of value their own work. And so for years we were sort of dealing with this, like, we can't find the right people, and when we do find people, they weren't necessarily staying on scope. It would sort of meander the projects. But on the flip side, we were really getting better the financial deals. And then around 2010, there was a headline, I want to say in like Wired or something, where it said, "Move over Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg is the next tech rock star CEO." And I think for us, it was just like a light bulb went off, that we're already working with rock stars. Why wouldn't we be representing sort of the next wave of rock stars, tech stars?
This is quite an evolutionary jump from a cultural point of view, to take the, shall we say, the branding that's been built over years of a movie star, rock star, musician, whatever, and apply this to technology people. Did it take time to do it, and did you have to find a couple people to adopt it? It's a fascinating story.
I'll tell you something, it was equally fascinating for us, and it's been an incredible learning experience. But your assumption is correct. So the first person we found was a musician who had been essentially sort of supporting himself by, instead of the traditional route of like being a waiter or some sort of transient job, had taught himself to code and was coding in order to support his music career. So I think fundamentally he understood what it meant to be represented by an agent or a manager. And then when we started to talk to the companies that he was working with, the initial reaction was, "What do you mean you have an agent? You want me to talk to your agent?" And so that was, prevalent. This is around 2011. That was sort of prevalent at the beginning. Now we don't see that at all. No one blinks an eye. And I actually think that's partly because we branded ourselves very well, but it's also partly because we're taking a lot of the pain points out of working with companies, right? The hardest part for us hiring freelancers ourselves was really vetting the talent. So we're taking that pain point out. We're pre-vetting really high quality people. So the process of working with the people, working with us, is significantly easier than the process used to be 6 years ago.
That vetting's got to be quite a process. Do you do that yourself, or you have a team that does that?
So we actually have we're in a very unique space. We've had such a plethora of talent come to us and apply to be represented that we have basically been able to pick the cream of the crop. It started with the concentric circles around the talent that we were already representing. So somebody who we represent who's phenomenal has two friends who are absolutely phenomenal. Right there, it takes a little bit of the tech vetting out of the equation, because we've got somebody who we know is really great already, and they're saying this person's even better. So a lot of the clients that we represent came in through a pre-vetted, trusted source, in which case we're really doing primarily personality, EQ, business acumen interviewing. And I want to say that that's our secret sauce. Because tech talent, much like with anything, tech talent is sort of, it's an objective, not a subjective skill set. You can take a really good talent, and if they have terrible communication skills, the engagement is going to be horrible. Yeah. Period, end of story. You can also take that same really good tech talent, if they have great communication skills, the process is going to be 10x'd. And that's where the name comes from. It's like we want to provide that 10x value to a company. So for us, the personality element of it, and we do that ourselves, myself and my partner. We do the personality-based interviews ourselves. We still do HR. We still do cyber stalking. And then when we get somebody who isn't coming in through a trusted source, we have one of our existing clients do the technical vetting.
How long is a typical, just general, I mean, they must be all over the place, but how long is a general typical assignment? Is it a 3 month, 8 months?
Typical assignment on average is about 3 months. That said, we have at least half a dozen engagements that have lasted for 2 years or more. We have some engagements that are a couple of days. And so typically 3 to 6 months, I would say, is our sweet spot.
Well, Rishon, this has been delightful.
Thank
you. Really
you.
Enjoyed it.
Likewise.
If people would like to follow up with you or
So
contact
10x Management, the number 10, the letter X, management.com. We're easily reachable through that. We really provide support to companies of every shape, size, everything from a mom and pop startup to enterprise level companies. So we're here. We're happy to help wherever we can.
Let me also thank you on behalf of the meeting tonight for hosting this in this location.
Thank you.
Covering all the organization costs, food costs, what have you. Very nice of you to do that.
And thank you for being here too. We really appreciate it.
Well, thanks so much.